Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, October 27th, 2025. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. I'll tell you, a truly beautiful weekend. Fall is here, the leaves are turning, and I may sneak out of town on Thursday to see the colors on Skyline Drive. As for today's OMG fact, it is believed that 80% of the Earth's gold is still buried underground. And that would explain the backhoes at City Dock, because that project ain't paying for itself. And with that, we do have a lot of news to catch up on, so let's get into it, shall we? Navy leaned on a bruising ground game and timely takeaways to finish off FAU 42-32 in front of 32,175 people at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium on Saturday. The score tightened a little bit late in the game, but the Mids really controlled the day and moved to a 7-0 overall with 5-0 in the AAC. Another sign that this team can win without the same three faces carrying the load every week. Blake Horvath did power in for 4 rushing touchdowns with 174 yards on keepers, even as a few red zone trips sputtered. Brandon Chapman broke out with chunk plays, 141 rushing yards at 14.1 per carry, and Braxton Woodston slipped in for a snipe of a score on a short field. Alex Teska added a 1-yard plunge after Chapman's 36-yard burst to the goal line. And on defense, Adam Clank's first quarter strip set up points, and Coleman Cawley's forced fumble and fourth quarter interception keyed a 21-point haul-off of 3 takeaways. FAU threw for 381 yards and added 3 late touchdowns, missing 2 two-point tries, but managed just 69 on the ground. Navy finished with 397 rushing yards on 7.1 yard per carry, went 6 for 11 on third down, and punted exactly 0 times. Next up, North Texas on November 1st, Notre Dame on November 8th, and then back home for the final home game of the season on November 15th versus USF. Watermark has temporarily shifted its Annapolis City Dock operations to the end of Prince George's Street to make room for a multi-year City Dock renovation, and the cruises never missed a beat. Within hours, the team moved the Harbor Queen, the floating office, the smaller vessels, and the ticket stand to easily spot. You can spot them by the red umbrellas, right where Prince George Street meets the water along the Naval Academy fence line. A field trip with 130 students actually boarded on time after some quick communications and a short walk. Turns out the Harbor Queen can keep a schedule better than most of us. The City Dock project, aimed at flood protection and long-term resilience, runs in phases through 2027, so you want to plan on that Prince George Street dock for now and check the Watermark site for any schedule or ticket updates. Now here's an event that I'm looking forward to. Rise and Shine Bakery's second annual Trivia Night fundraiser returns on Thursday, November 13th at the Byzantium Center on Riva Road. You can expect team trivia, prizes, a silent auction, and a buffet dinner along with drinks. Last year did sell out, so seats are moving quickly. Proceeds power Rise and Shine's 501c3 workforce training that helps people facing barriers to employment. Those overcoming homelessness, addiction recovery, prior incarceration, veterans, youth aging out of foster care, single parents. It helps them build stable careers in baking. Trainees complete a 12-week program with professional pastry instruction, soft skills coaching, Serve Safe certification, case management, and job placement support, plus stipends for transportation to reduce the biggest hurdles. If you can't make it, donations still fund tuition-free training and those wraparound services. Trivia bragging rights are nice, but you know what? A living wage career is much better. A group of Annapolis residents is urging the Annapolis City Council to reject the proposed Market House lease. That's Ordinance 3325. Arguing that there is no rush because the current lease runs for another 8 years until June 30th, 2033, and that recent tweaks don't offer enough benefit to taxpayers. Their main concerns include performance rent, confusion over whether the rate drops from 1.5% to 1%, or, as it was originally stated in the first lease, 2%. While the sales threshold rises from $1.5 million to $2 million, a lower cut on a higher bar. They're also concerned about capital improvements. Shifting certain exterior possibilities and allowing charge-offs against performance rent could invite deferred maintenance on an historic easement-protected building that the city should safeguard directly. Tax treatment, allowing tenant capital improvements to be offset against the rent while the partners still claim that depreciation. It's unusual for a public property leasing, and critics say that a potential conflict exists given that the partner is tied to the departing mayor of the city. Subleasing is another issue. There is no cap on subleasing. It could let the tenant rent out the entire building, capture the spread between the base rent and the market rent, and keep the upside instead of the city sharing in it. And past rent accounting. Questions still remain about fiscal year 25 base and performance rent timing. And the group really wants the next council to revisit the terms and is encouraging residents to contact all of their alderpersons before the meeting tonight at 7:30 p.m. On Friday on K9's and Crosstracks, we met Victor and Milo for Make a Dog's Day up at Annapolis Subaru. And I'll tell you, Milo is really cute. He is an underdog. Of course, we did get some Subaru scoop as well. And if you missed our Friday DNB, you want to give that a listen. On Saturday, during the Local Business Spotlight, we chatted with April Koppenhofer from April's Table, a great little catering company up in Severna Park. So if you missed that, give that one a listen as well. All right, that is a wrap. First off, thank you, as always, for listening and sharing. And a quick thank you to our sponsors for today's Daily News Brief. Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Hospice of the Chesapeake, Fish for a Cure, and Interim Healthcare of Annapolis. Now you want to stay tuned for your local Anne Arundel County weather with George Young, and Ann Covington from CovingtonAlsina is here with your Monday Money Report. All that's coming your way in less than a minute.
When someone you love needs care at home, you want more than just help. You want trusted support from people who truly care. That's where Interim Healthcare of Annapolis comes in. Locally owned and serving seniors in Anne Arundel, Baltimore, Charles, Prince George's, and Queen Anne's counties. Interim Healthcare of Annapolis offers personalized in-home care that's flexible, reliable, and compassionate. From Alzheimer's and dementia care to assistance with bathing, dressing, fall prevention, transportation to appointments, and even 24-hour care. Interim of Annapolis also offers respite care to give family caregivers a much-needed break. With Interim Healthcare of Annapolis, you get the backing of a trusted national network and the heart of a hometown provider. Call Art Dandridge at 443-808-1003 or visit interim.com/Annapolis to learn more. That's interim.com/Annapolis. Interim Healthcare of Annapolis. Personalized service at home, peace of mind, and always there when you need care. Next up, we're diving into today's Eye on Annapolis weather forecast. From sunny skies over the bay to storm warnings that could impact your plans, we've got the details to keep you ahead of the curve. Stay tuned. It's all coming your way in just a moment.
Hey everyone, this is George Young with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief weather forecast for Monday, October 27th. The last 2 days delivered a pretty nice fall weather weekend for the Annapolis region, but after a nice day today, we'll likely see a bit of rain across the area mid or late week ahead of another great weekend as daylight saving time ends at 2 a.m. Sunday morning. Look for mostly sunny skies today with highs near 60 degrees with temperatures in the upper 50s to maybe lower 60s Tuesday and Wednesday with a very small but valid chance for a few showers each day, with the main rain threat coming into the area very late Wednesday night or early Thursday morning and lasting into the AM hours of Friday before skies clear again and sunshine returns for the weekend with highs both Saturday and Sunday around the 60-degree mark. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of Eye on Annapolis Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe, and be sure to visit eyeonannapolis.net/weather for the latest conditions and forecast information for the Annapolis region so you can always stay weather informed.
Ahoy, captains and anglers! What better way to spend a day on the Chesapeake Bay than by fishing and fundraising for a cure? Join us for the 19th annual Fish for a Cure tournament, Paul C. Detter's Captain's Challenge, and Shore Party, Saturday, November 1st at Safe Harbor, Annapolis. Fish for a Cure supports Luminous Health Anne Arundel Medical Center's Gayton and Joanne D. Cesaris Cancer Institute. Event proceeds directly support the Cancer Survivorship Program for patients recovering from all types of cancers. Gather your crew and register your boat today at fishforacure.org. Again, that's fishforacure.org. You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing it can be confusing. Ann Covington, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it for nearly 20 years. Are you ready? Now, here's your Monday Money Report.
This is Ann Covington of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. The S&P 500 set another all-time high last week as inflation came in slightly lower than expected. With both inflation and employment cooling, expectations have been set for 2 additional rate cuts this year. And as we approach the end of the year, open enrollment is here for many of us. The decisions you make on overall benefits, and specifically in health insurance, can have a big impact on your finances. Health insurance generally comes in 2 varieties: HMOs, or health maintenance organizations, and PPOs, or preferred provider organizations. HMOs generally have a smaller network of doctors and hospitals and offer limited to no out-of-network coverage. Traditionally, you have to be seen by your primary care provider, who can then make a referral to a specialist if needed. Some plans are now open access HMOs, which still limit the network but no longer require a referral to see a specialist. Out-of-pocket costs for an HMO are usually a small fee for each visit. An open access HMO functions much like a PPO, which typically offers a wide variety of medical providers and does not require referrals. After you're meeting your deductible, PPOs generally have a cost sharing. Your physician submits the bill to the insurance company, which applies the negotiated rate to the bill. Then, the remaining amount is split, often paid 80% by the insurance company and 20% by the patient. Choosing between an HMO and a PPO is a matter of preference. As financial planners, we prefer that, regardless of the type of plan, you seriously consider a high deductible health plan, or HDHP. To compare plans, we look at 3 numbers. First, the annual premium. This is what you will pay regardless of whether you ever go to a doctor. Add to this plan's deductible, less any contribution your employer makes to a health savings account on your behalf. We often find that an HDHP is less expensive than a traditional plan, even if you spend the entire deductible. If you have a good year and don't need treatment, the savings is even greater. The third number we look at is the maximum out-of-pocket limit. This is the maximum you will pay in medical bills in a plan year. This number is usually similar across plans, but it is worth checking. The biggest advantage to an HDHP is not the premium savings. It's access to a health savings account, or HSA. An HSA is the only type of account that is triple tax preferred. Your contributions are made before tax, any growth is tax deferred, and if you withdraw money to cover medical expenses, the withdrawals are tax-free. You can invest your money inside the HSA, and it rolls over from year to year. Someone turning 65 this year will likely need over $150,000 in retirement just to cover medical expenses. Starting an HSA and fully funding it can be a tax-efficient way to pay for those expenses. Your action item this week is to get your flu shot if you haven't already. Check out our website at CovingtonAlsina.com or our Facebook page for more information on our upcoming educational events. Covington Alsina is a registered investment advisor. Information presented is for educational purposes only. It's not to make an offer, solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments are all risks unless otherwise stated and not guaranteed. Be sure to first consult with a qualified financial advisor and/or tax professional before implementing any strategies discussed herein. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Ann Covington with CovingtonAlsina.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.